Fairfield is a town located in Fairfield County, Connecticut, United States. It borders the towns of Bridgeport, Trumbull, Easton, Weston and Westport along the Gold Coast of Connecticut. As of the 2010 census, the town had a population of 59,404. In July 2006, Money magazine ranked Fairfield the 9th best place to live in the United States, and the best place to live in the Northeast. History. Colonial era. In 1635, Puritans and Congregationalists in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, dissatisfied with the rate of Anglican reforms, sought to establish an ecclesiastical society subject to their own rules and regulations. The Massachusetts General Court granted them permission to settle the towns of Windsor, Wethersfield, and Hartford in the area now known as Connecticut. On January 14, 1639, a set of legal and administrative regulations called the Fundamental Orders was adopted, and established Connecticut as a self-ruled entity. By 1639, these settlers had started new towns in the surrounding areas. Roger Ludlow, framer of the Fundamental Orders, purchased the land presently Fairfield, and established the name. According to historian John M. Taylor, early in 1639 the General Court granted a commission to Ludlow to begin a plantation at Pequannock. He was on that errand, with a few others from Windsor, afterwards joined by immigrants from Watertown and Concord. He bought a large tract of land from the Pequannock sachems, afterwards greatly enlarged by other purchases to the westward, and recalling the attractive region beyond, which he had personally seen on the second Pequot expedition. He also set down there, having purchased the territory embraced in the present town of Fairfield, to which he gave its name of towns created from Fairfield. Fairfield was one of the two principal settlements of the Connecticut colony in southwestern Connecticut. The town line with Stratford was set in May 1661 by John Banks, an early Fairfield settler, Richard Olmsted, and L.T. Joseph Judson, who were appointed as a committee by the colony of Connecticut. The town line with Norwalk was not set until May 1685. Over time, it gave rise to several new towns that broke off and incorporated separately. The following is a list of towns created from parts of Fairfield: Reading in 1767, Weston in 1787, Easton created from Weston in 1845, Bridgeport in 1821 and again in 1895 where the Black Rock section left Fairfield, Westport in 1835, Revolutionary War. When the American Revolutionary War began in the 1770s, Fairfielders were caught in the crisis as much as, if not more than, the rest of their neighbors in Connecticut. In a predominantly Tory section of the colony, the people of Fairfield were early supporters of the cause for independence. Throughout the war, a constant battle was being fought across Long Island Sound as men from British-controlled Long Island raided the coast in whaleboats and privateers. Goldsellick Silliman, whose home still stands on Jennings Road, was put in charge of the coastal defenses. In the spring of 1779, he was kidnapped from his home by Tory forces in preparation for a British raid on Fairfield County. His wife, Mary Silliman, watched from their home as, on the morning of July 7, 1779, approximately 2,000 enemy troops landed on Fairfield Beach near Pine Creek Point and proceeded to invade the town. When they left the following evening, the entire town lay in ruins, burned to the ground as punishment for Fairfield's support of the rebel cause. 10 years later, President George Washington noted after traveling through Fairfield that the destructive evidences of British cruelty are yet visible both in Norwalk and Fairfield, as there are the chimneys of many burnt houses standing in them yet. Fairfield recovered slowly from the burning, but soon after the end of the war its houses and public buildings had all been rebuilt. 20th century World War I brought Fairfield out of its agrarian past by triggering an unprecedented economic boom in Bridgeport, the center of a large munitions industry. The prosperity created a housing shortage in the city, and many of the workers looked to Fairfield to build their homes. The trolley and later the automobile made the countryside accessible to these newly rich members of the middle class, who brought with them new habits, new attitudes, and new modes of dress. The prosperity lasted through the 20s. By the time of the Wall Street crash of 1929, the population had increased to 17,000 from the 6,000 it had been just before the war. Even during the Depression, the town kept growing. The grounding of a barge with 2 crewmen on Penfield Reef in Fairfield during a gale led to the first civilian helicopter hoist rescue in history. On November 29, 1945, the helicopter flew from the nearby Sikorsky aircraft plant in Bridgeport. Fairfield became the home of the corporate headquarters of General Electric, one of the world's largest companies. The opening of the Connecticut Turnpike in the 1950s brought another wave of development to Fairfield, and by the 1960s the town's residential, suburban character was firmly established. Geography. The town is on the shore of Long Island Sound. According to the United States Census Bureau, the town has a total area of 31.3 square miles, of which 30.0 square miles is land and 3.4 square kilometers, or 4.15%, is water. The Mill River, the waters of which feed Lake Mohegan, flows through the town. Fairfield consists of many neighborhoods. The best known are wealthy Southport, where General Electric Chief Executive Officer Jack Welch lived for many years, and Greenfield Hill, with its large areas, famous dogwood trees, and picturesque green with its white-spired Congregational Church. Other well-established neighborhoods include Stratfield, Tungsize Hill, the University area, Grassmere, Mill Plain, Knapp's Village, Melville Village, Holland Hill, and the Fairfield Beach area, which has recently undergone a renaissance with the construction of many new homes by residents wishing to live in proximity to the beach and downtown. 2 shopping districts in town include the Post Road and Black Rock Turnpike neighborhoods: Fairfield Center, Downtown Fairfield, Fairfield Beach area, Grassmere, Greenfield Hill, Sasco Highland Beach, Southport, Stratfield Village, Tungsize Hill. Demographics. As of the census of 2010, there are 59,404 people in the town, organized into 20,457 households and 14,846 families. The population density is 1,927 people per square mile. There are 21,648 housing units at an average density of 703 per square mile. The racial makeup of the town is 91.6% white, 3.7% Asian, 1.8% African American, 0.06% Native American, 0.01% Pacific Islander, 1.2% from other races, and 1.6% from 2 or more races. 5.0% of the population are Hispanic or Latino of any race. There are 20,457 households, out of which 38.3% have children under the age of 18 living with them, 60.6% are married couples living together, 9.1% have a female householder with no husband present, and 27.4% are non-families. 22.3% of all households are made up of individuals, and 15.1% have someone living there alone who is 65 years of age or older. The average household size is 2.69 and the average family size is 3.19. In the town, the population is spread out with 25.4% under the age of 18, 11.1% from 18 to 24, 21.1% from 25 to 44, 27.4% from 45 to 64, and 15.1% who are 65 years of age or older. The median age is 40 years. For every 100 females there are 90.5 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there are 85.6 males. The median household income was $117,705. Males have a median income of $69,525 versus $44,837 for females. The per capita income for the city is $43,670. 2.9% of the population and 1.8% of families are below the poverty line. Out of the total population, 2.8% of those under the age of 18 and 3.6% of those 65 and older are living below the poverty line. Fairfield is notable for, among other things, its very low crime rate. There have been only 3 murders in the last 5 years in town. Money magazine's 2006 Best Places to Live survey ranks Fairfield as the second safest municipality in the United States. In 2012, Fairfield was ranked number 64 in Money magazine's Best Places to Live economy. In May 2012, Moody's Investors Service revised the town of Fairfield's $192 million general obligation bond debt from negative to stable. In June 2012, Moody's awarded Fairfield with an AAA bond rating which it maintains to this date. Taxes in 2005, the mill rate of Fairfield, CT was 16.67. The 2012-2013 taxes in Fairfield rose 4% to a mill rate of 23.37. The 2013-2014 mill rate, which goes into effect on July 1 for fiscal year 2013-2014, also increased by 2.38% to 23.93. Large and distinctive companies: General Electric Co., headquarters, 3135 Eastern Turnpike. R.C. Bigelow, headquarters, Black Rock Turnpike. Sturm, Ruger & Co., headquarters, Lacey Place in Southport, firearms manufacturer. The Voice Ad Agency, Global HQ, Tungs Ice Hill Road. Fairfield University, 1073 North Benson Road. Sacred Heart University, New England's second largest Roman Catholic university. Points of interest: historic sites: Connecticut Audubon Society Birdcraft Museum and Sanctuary, 314 Umpqua Road. Bronson Windmill, 3015 Bronson Road. David Ogden House, 1520 Bronson Road. Fairfield Historic District, Old Post Road from Post Road to Turney Road. This is the old town center of Fairfield, roughly along Old Post Road between U.S. Route 1 and Turney Road. The area contains Fairfield Town Hall, public library, and houses dating from the late 18th century. Fairfield Railroad stations: Carter Henry Drive. Greenfield Hill Historic District, roughly bounded by Meeting House Lane, Hillside Road, Verner Hill Road and Bronson Road. John Osborne House, 909 Kings Highway, West. Jonathan Sturgis House, 449 Mill Plain Road. Pine Creek Park Bridge, north of Old Dam Road, over Pine Circle. Southport Historic District, roughly bounded by Southport Harbor, railroad tracks, Old South Road, and Rose Hill Road. Southport Railroad stations, 96 Station Street and 100 Center Street. Arts, Entertainment, and Sports: the Regina A. Quick Center for the Arts on the campus of Fairfield University opened in 1990. Its busy schedule of events includes popular and classical music, dance, theater, programs for young audiences, and the noted Open Visions Forum lecture series, which feature eminent opinion makers, artists, authors, political commentators, and learned contributors to the humanities and sciences. The Quick Center houses the 740-seat Kelly Theater, the 150-seat Lawrence A. Wien Experimental Theater, and the Thomas J. Walsh, Jr. Art Gallery. The Quick Center has become known as one of the finest concert halls in the country and was recognized as the cultural epicenter of Fairfield County by Westport magazine. The PepsiCo Theater, a renovated 1922 carriage house on the campus of Fairfield University, is the home to the theater program of the Department of Visual and Performing Arts and Theater Fairfield, the resident production company of the university. The PepsiCo Theater also hosts experimental productions by students, faculty and local professionals. The Bellarmine Museum of Art on the campus of Fairfield University hosts shows by regional artists and touring exhibitions as well as a permanent collection. The gazebo on Shermantown Green is home to concerts during the summer in the afternoon hours. Free to listen, along with free food and drinks, it is an ideal place for entertainment. Many concerts are directed toward an older audience. WSHU-FM Public Radio operated by Sacred Heart University. WVOF, student-run radio at Fairfield University. Fairfield University hosts collegiate athletic competitions open to the public including basketball, baseball, cross-country, field hockey, lacrosse, rowing, soccer, swimming, tennis, and volleyball. Parks and Recreation. Fairfield residents enjoy a wealth of recreational opportunities, many of which stem from Fairfield's enviable location on the Long Island Sound. The town's 5 miles of Long Island Sound coastline include 5 town beaches which are staffed by lifeguards during the summer, and miles of privately owned beach which are open to the public below the high tide mark. South Benson Marina is a town-owned facility providing 600 boat slips which residents can rent for the summer. Lake Mohegan, which includes waterfalls called the Cascades, is a popular destination for hiking, as are the Fairfield Audubon Society and the Birds Sanctuary. Ye Yacht Yard, a town-owned facility on picturesque Southport Harbor, provides boat launch services to residents and access to moorings in Southport Harbor. Ye Yacht Yard is also the location of Community Sailing of Fairfield, whose members share use of 2 18-foot sailboats. The Sportsplex is located in downtown Fairfield, and offers athletic activities such as ice skating, indoor climbing, indoor soccer and gymnastics. Other points of interest: Connecticut Audubon Society Center at Fairfield, 6 miles of boardwalk nature trails in a wildlife sanctuary of 160 acres, with a nature center. Fairfield Museum and History Center, displays on local history, art and decorative arts, and a library on local history. Gallery of Contemporary Art at Sacred Heart University holds 5 exhibitions each year. Regina, a Quick Center for the Arts at Fairfield University. Government. The town government consists of the 3-member Board of Selectmen, a representative town meeting, a Board of Finance, a Board of Education, a Planning and Zoning Commission, and many other politically appointed commissions, boards, and committees. The current first selectman is Michael Tetro. The town has no criminal or civil court system and all trials are held and handled by the Bridgeport Superior Court system. However, the town does also offer access to a juvenile review board for certain juvenile cases outlined by the Fairfield Police Department. Education. Fairfield has 2 public high schools, Fairfield Ward and Fairfield Ludlow, 3 public middle schools, Roger Ludlow, Tomlinson, and Fairfield Woods Middle School, and 11 public elementary schools. Fairfield has several Catholic schools, including 2 high schools, Fairfield Prep and Notre Dame, and 2 primary schools, St. Thomas Aquinas and Our Lady of the Assumption. A 3rd Catholic primary school, Holy Family, was closed by the Diocese of Bridgeport at the end of the 2009-2010 academic year. Non-religious private schools include Fairfield Country Day School and the Umpqua School. Fairfield is also home to 2 post-secondary institutions, Fairfield University and Sacred Heart University. Media. Fairfield Online News. Connecticut Post. Fairfield Minuteman, Fairfield Citizen News, Fairfield Sun, Hamlet Hub Fairfield. Transportation. Fairfield is traversed by US 1 Interstate 95 and the Merritt Parkway. It has 3 Metro North Railroad stations: Fairfield Metro, Fairfield and Southport. The town is served by several public bus lines of the Greater Bridgeport Transit Authority. Places of worship: St. Anthony of Padua Church, Church of the Apostles, Anglican, Trinity Baptist Church, Greenfield Hill Congregational Church, First Church Congregational, UCC, Southport Congregational Church, St. Paul's Episcopal Church, St. Timothy's Episcopal Church, Trinity Episcopal Church, Fairfield Grace United Methodist Church, Black Rock Congregational Church, Non-Denominational Evangelical, Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses, Our Saviour's Lutheran Church, First Presbyterian Church of Fairfield, Holy Cross Roman Catholic Church, Our Lady of the Assumption, St. Pius X Church, St. Thomas Roman Catholic Church, Congregation Ahava Tharkum, Congregation Bethel,